Welcome to You Have Real Estate with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to another edition of You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Thank you for spending some of your weekends here with us. If you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or just looking to buy or sell a home, this show is for you. This next 30 minutes is designed to take you through many open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever, give us a call, 407-205-0400, or visit youhavepower.com. You know, a really important issue that came up this week that I wanted to address with you, and it makes me a little bit nervous as well. There's one very important document throughout the entire buy or sale process when it comes to your real estate that gets overlooked sometimes, and that's called the pre-approval letter. This can be a very damaging letter at times, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Think about it. Think about if you're a buyer and you have a buddy who owns a mortgage company down the road who says, I'll give you a pre-approval letter, no problem. So you go put an offer in on a house. Your family's excited. Your wife is so happy with you. You put a deposit down on that house, right? Now, 20, 30 days down the road, your buddy says, oh, you know, I didn't really meant you qualified. I just meant, hey, I'll give you a pre-approval letter so you can go looking for a house. Now, here's what you're dealing with. Now you're dealing with a very upset family. You're probably upset yourself. And guess what? You're out that deposit. Maybe even you could get sued. So before you go out there looking for a house, you need to talk to a reputable mortgage broker or a reputable mortgage lender who is really going to make sure that you are actually approved before you disappoint yourself, your family, and lose money. From a seller perspective, the pre-approval letter is incredibly important as well. I mean, you're looking to sell your house. You're looking to make some money. This is the biggest investment that you have. You don't want to take that house off the market for the next, 30, 45 days, only to get to the end of it and the buyer's like, oh, sorry, I don't qualify. Look, maybe you get to keep the deposit, but it's not worth taking your house off the market and going so far down that road with this buyer who never really qualified to begin with. So before you let someone put an offer on your house, you really need to make sure that that pre-approval letter came from somewhere that's a trustworthy source, not just any run-of-the-mill mortgage company whatsoever. If you have questions or you're looking to get a pre-approval letter, give us a call, 407-205-0400, or visit youhavepower.com. I'm joined today by two very special guests, good friends of mine. Let's go to you, Rave Lopez, first of all. Ray Lopez team. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. It's good. It's good to see you. How's life treating you? I know you opened an office in Gainesville as well. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going very well. We are 112 agents strong up in Gainesville.
That's crazy.
What's nice is I'm in 3 locations here in Orlando, and it's a really good market, and it's one of the few times in history that it's good to be a buyer or a seller. And we'll talk about that later in the roundtable.
Yeah, I noticed that you work under the Ray Lopez team, but it's also under this umbrella of Keller Williams. As I'm shopping for a real estate agent, how important is that umbrella company, whether it's KW or whether it's Century 21, Coldwell Banker, as I'm really shopping for my agent to buy or sell? How important is that umbrella company?
Well, the umbrella company for me, when I went from another company to Keller back in 2005, and what Keller afforded me was systems and models to help me take my business from one place to the other. So for me, it was perfect. Everybody's looking for a different company and that meets their needs, because ultimately that company should sit down with you, whatever company you work for, and do a needs analysis. Right. And whatever you need should fit that for you. And for me, it was Keller Williams, 185,000 agents worldwide. And then for me now that I'm not learning quite as much, even though I enjoy learning real estate, for me, I get a lot of referrals from all over the world now. Wow. So it's great.
That brings me to the next question, actually. It's not like we're selling houses here in northern Georgia. I mean, we're sort of in a melting pot of central Florida. We see people coming in from all sorts of different countries. How does the international buyer affect what we're doing here in Central Florida with real estate?
Well, what's great, Justin, is because we're so international, Zillow has us as the number 2 appreciation market in 2019.
Really?
Yeah, Zillow. Okay?
I had no idea.
And it's funny because you'll hear a lot of agents say, oh, I don't like Zillow. No, this is what I'll tell you about Zillow. Zillow's done a great job attracting the client. So as long as you work with the people that you work with and you stay in touch with them as a realtor, they will tell Zillow, they'll get the Zillow information and call you. But what that relates to for us in Orlando is they've targeted us based on where we're at because 24% of our transactions are truly international transactions.
No kidding. How do we market these houses to the international buyer?
Well, for me, what I do is I went out and bought a Matterport 3D camera. So I can let people walk. They could be, let's say it's somebody in Colombia wants to buy a second home here. They want to be near Disney. They got plenty of money for whatever reason. They can actually click on a link that is marketed internationally and walk through the house in 4K. It's fantastic.
Unbelievable. I feel like most realtors have become drone operators as well. Have you noticed that?
Oh,
I have a lot
absolutely.
of realtors who are really good at operating these drones now. But let's be honest. I mean, these new shots that the drones are giving us are really important and really kind of show off the neighborhood and the house at the same time. How has technology really changed the way that we sell real estate? Let me give you an example, because it might not have even been 10 years ago, certainly 15 years ago, the agent would go into the house, right? Take 4 or 5 pictures, put it on MLS, we're done. But it seems like this technology has really changed the way you sell houses.
It actually has. What's nice is that you said you have power. The client now has power, right? If you think about it, the client can basically do almost everything a realtor can do now. So if we don't actually go up and above and raise our game as a realtor, JJ and I were talking earlier and she had some good points, but ultimately we have to stay ahead of the curve because they can get all this information online.
Beautiful. Ray Lopez, the Ray Lopez team. Now we're going to show off a couple of your properties here. We're going to take you through Maitland and Ocoee. And I love both of these areas and very different areas as well. Let's start in Maitland. Let's head down to Maitland, Ray Lopez. Let's show your listing on Castlewood. Tell me about this.
So the property on Castlewood, what's nice about it, it's in beautiful English estates. And what that means to most people is it's close to everything. Schools are good. English Estates Elementary, fantastic school. South Seminole Middle School. Lake Howell High School. Again, really, really good schools. So if you're looking to live in a house with good schools, because family is important, it's got a pool, a giant pool deck. It's been upgraded inside, a lot of closet space. 2-car garage in the middle of Orlando, which is fantastic.
What's the price point on this one?
This one's $299,900.
That's really good. What part of Maitland would you say? I don't know exactly what neighborhood that is. Where is that, generally speaking, in Maitland?
Well, it's right in downtown. Well, it's a little bit south. It's, if you think about it, 3 streets over from Orange County.
Oh,
so it's that close.
Unbelievable. So. Beautiful home. If you have any questions or you want to go tour this house, we're going to show you more houses with Ray Lopez as well, but Ray would be happy to show you this home also. 407-205-0400. Let's head down to Ocoee here for a moment, because Ocoee is one of these neighborhoods that's really, really close, not neighborhoods, but towns, cities, whatever, that's really, really close to the whole Dr. Phillips, Windermere area. Yep. But I think the price point might be a little more reasonable for some of us that can't afford Windermere.
Absolutely. So this property on 3400 Kentshire is actually priced at $445,000. We just put it on the market on Saturday, and we already have interest because it's truly right across the street from Windermere. Less taxes, and it's a beautiful home. It's on water, so that actually makes it very appealing. If you look, you see the drone shots. You talked about drone earlier. It really backs up to some beautiful scenery. You have a giant pool area, so outdoor living. The people that live there, they spend most of their time outdoors. And the reason they're selling it is because they want to get a bigger house.
Okay.
But what's nice about this house at 2,700 plus square feet, it's a 4.3.
Okay, yeah.
And it's completely upgraded. It's move-in ready.
You said it's on the water. Florida's a little weird because we have lakes, we have oceans, and then we have little ponds too. Like my house, for instance, is. Yeah, you can call it waterfront, but I mean, it's pretty much a little pond. You know what I mean? How does the size of the lake really affect the value of the house?
Okay, so this one is on a pond and a canal
okay.
that actually connects 2 ponds. But the beauty of that is truly that you don't have to worry about neighbors behind you.
Exactly.
So peeking in.
Great point.
And if you're living on a lake, now you're going to add $300,000 to $500,000 for the lot, depending on the size of the lot.
Wow.
So by living on the smaller pond/canal, it can save you quite a bit of money.
Is the difference in a lake versus a ski lake, is that huge in the difference of value of a house?
Correct. The bigger the lake, the more it's going to be.
Don't you think some of these people who buy houses on lakes are worried about gators or no?
Well, I would imagine they have to be at some point, but every waterway, even a small pond like this, could have a 6-foot gator in it.
Don't tell me that, Ray. I always thought I had no gators in my pond out back there.
Welcome
You really
to
think
Florida.
that's true? Almost every pond has a gator?
Most of them do, yes.
You've ruined my day.
This is gator mating
There you
season.
go. That's right. There you
Ray
go.
Ray Lopez team. We're going to bring Ray back in when we do the real estate roundtable closer to the end of the show. If you have any questions about the listings you've seen or any questions for Ray Lopez, give us a call. People are standing by. 407-205-0400 or visit youhavepower.com. Bringing on another very special guest. Welcome to the program, JJ Mackel. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So we were talking about Ray. He's under the umbrella of Keller Williams. Who do you work under?
I'm with Regal Real Estate Professionals, and it's affiliated with Christie's International Real Estate. So we have some of the same points that Ray talked about with the importance of being international right now and reaching globally. A lot of our clients are international clients.
Help me understand the difference, because I get this question all the time. They'll say, oh, my realtor helped me with this, or my agent helped with this, or my broker. What are the differences in those three names?
Well, the broker, owns the company, and all the agents work under the brokerage company, and the agents, work individually for the homes and work with clients.
Got it. So it seems to me that there are a lot of brokers out there who actually own the company, so to speak.
Right.
But a lot of big-time real estate agents that I know don't become brokers. They don't want to be brokers. They want to have their team that works under the broker, right? Have you noticed that?
We get to focus on the fun.
Gotcha.
Some people do make the decision to become a broker, and I think that's a great decision. For me personally, I don't want to deal with the liability.
Yeah.
And I'm able to focus more on marketing, more on the personal connection with my clients. I enjoy being an agent versus a broker.
People come in my office all the time and they say, Justin, can I hire you for $1,000? I'm going to cut the agent out altogether. I'm going to go to Ace Hardware down the street and get a sign that says for sale by owner. I'm going to put it right there in the ground. And I'm going to sell this puppy myself. I'm always like, look, I'd love to have your $1,000 or whatever, but save it. I am recommending that you hire an agent to sell this property. What are your thoughts on for sale by owner?
I think it's a good idea to go with an agent. You can always negotiate price, but the big thing is having a person that's certified in the industry. You deal with issues coming up all the time, legal issues, and you want to make sure that you have a professional handling that transaction. On a couple of the for sale by owners that I've done, I've actually helped the owner out, which, with the transaction brokerage information, I wanted them to sign that sheet just because you're working for them at that point. But they really did need some assistance, and you reach a higher basket of buyers. Your reach is, I think you get a higher asking price, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So,
what is your thought when someone does finally decide to hire an agent to sell their home, to list their property for sale, but then they come in and tell their agent, look, I only want to show the property on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights because, Johnny has football. Hey, what do you think about putting those kind of restrictions on your agent to sell this biggest asset that you have?
well, of course, we want to respect the seller's wishes, and we work around their schedule. But obviously, you're trying to sell your house, and buyers want to see it right then and right now. So it's always good to have less restrictions. But of course, we work around the seller's wishes.
I think a lot of people are also still scared of putting a lockbox on their house because they really think, the keys to the front door are in this little compartment. Has lockbox technology changed to where it's mostly digital, so I don't have just the keys dangling around the front door?
Yes, it's actually been wonderful. A combo lockbox is a little scarier, the old school combination, because, anyone could get in and that code is out there. But on an electronic lockbox, the ELB, only a realtor can open. Only a licensed real estate professional can open. And it also it logs in who's come into the house. So you know who's coming in and coming out. And I always think it's wise anyway for agents to stop by occasionally and check on the property and make sure that all the lights have been turned out and the doors are secure. Just to check on your properties if they're vacant, especially.
What is the code to my lockbox? Well, it's 1234, right?
No.
That's not what we want to do. So,
No.
but I think the lockbox technology certainly has changed. I don't think it's something you need to be super worried about happening, right?
No.
Good deal. All right, so now you're going to take us on a tour here through a couple different areas as well. We're going to start in Baldwin Park, then we're going to hit Winter Park. Now, this house here in Baldwin Park, Harston Avenue, what a property.
It's gorgeous. It's on a corner lot. It was one of the original lottery lots in Baldwin Park.
What does that mean?
It means that it was one of the premier lots, premium lots, that you had to enter a lottery just to.
Oh, wow.
Yes, exactly. The owner is fabulous and was excited to be able to get it. It has a lake view of Lake Susanna, and that's from 4 rooms of the property. It also has a commercial grade kitchen and outdoor kitchen with Bosch appliances. It has a guest apartment, and the rental income pays for the owner's taxes.
Wow.
So yes, that's a nice
fantastic.
nice thing. And then it is probably a 6-7 minute walk from Baldwin Park Village.
Wow.
Its location also for traffic patterns is wonderful because it has several in and out points. So, when we have our lovely Orlando traffic, you can get in and out quite efficiently. Nice. It's also zoned for Baldwin Park Elementary, Glenridge Middle, and then also Winter Park High School.
What's the price point on this one?
It is $1,565,000.
Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful home, though. So Baldwin Park, much like Celebration and some other areas of town where these, I don't know if you call them planned communities or whatever, I mean, do you find that these communities hold value better than just regular communities, or same, or any difference?
Baldwin Park is on fire right now.
Really?
Yes, it's attracting very wonderful businesses. I see even more businesses, and the areas around it are also attracting businesses. So I think we're growing at a very healthy rate. So yes, I would definitely say they hold their value and go up in value.
Awesome. All right, let's head down to Winter Park now. This is the property on Westchester. Tell me about this one.
This one's in Oren Manor. It's priced at $874K, and it's being priced under $1 million. I think it has $1 million upgrades. It was built in 1925, and it's been maintained immaculately. The upgrades, it has mission cabinetry. You're seeing also some virtual staging, which I think is a really good resource for MLS now, because we're taking a property that is more traditional and putting a more contemporary flair on it to attract different buyers. But it has all the right upgrades. It's on a double lot. It originally was 2 properties that the owner combined into one. It has lots of first floor entertaining space. The master's on the main level. It has an in-law suite, a detached in-law suite that has a bedroom and a bathroom and a closet. So perfect for guests. Has a 2-car garage. The old garage was where the in-law suite was created. And honestly, it looks to me like a Hollywood-style property. I mean, you could film a movie on it. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
Both properties are great for entertaining.
If you are talking to a potential client who's looking to sell their home and they are willing to do a few upgrades here and there to spend a little bit of money to get the house ready to go to really maximize the value, where should I start?
I think with paint, for one, because it freshens up the entire place. And as Ray and I were talking earlier about the market pulse, the homes that are going fastest right now are the ones that are renovated or they're new. And so the other ways you can sell your property fast is by staging or by decluttering, making it look fresh. So white paint, maybe painting the cabinets would be a good thing.
And that goes back, Justin, to your for sale by owner versus on your own.
Right.
A
Yes.
realtor can give you those tips to get you highest and best in today's market.
Beautiful. JJ Mackel, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
You're going to stick around for the Real Estate Roundtable as well, I hope, right?
Yes.
If you have any questions about the listings that JJ showed you today, or you want to make an offer, or you just want to go see them, give us a call right now. People are standing by to answer your call. 407-205-0400, or you can visit the website, youhavepower.com. Now we've reached the point of the show that we're all excited about. This is where we take your questions. It's time for the Real Estate Roundtable. Are you two ready for this?
We are
We're
ready.
ready.
We
We're
got
ready.
some tough
Speed round.
questions here tonight, but I think we can get through them. So if you have any questions or you want us to actually read your question on the air, go to the website, youhavepower.com, and you can ask me directly right there, and maybe we'll get to your question right here on You Have Real Estate. All right, let's go to Brian in Maitland. He says, Justin, how do you see the real estate market for the rest of the year?
So, Zillow, again, has us as the number 2 appreciation market in America. So what that means to us as realtors and buyers and sellers is we're going to have a very hot market we're in April. We're in the middle of the summer selling season, even though it's spring. So we're going to have a really, really hot market all the way till about July.
Okay.
And then what happens when people are starting to slow down buying houses because their kids are relocating, then we go into the September, October, a little bit of a slower time. The house prices will stay strong because, like JJ had said earlier, we are Central Florida and people are moving here. We have a lot of companies coming to Florida. That's why our economy is so strong. But we're going to have the normal market shift from season to season, even though as Florida, we don't really have a winter, but it does slow down a little bit in the winter time.
JJ, what do you think?
I absolutely agree with that. Typically in the winter and in the fall, you sometimes will get empty nesters coming in or people looking for smaller homes. But yes, in the spring and summer, we just see nonstop activity, lots of activity. And it's a good time to have open houses, brokers opens, and just really get out there.
Let's just address the elephant in the room then. We were there. You and I we did it together basically 2008, 9. We all remember what happened back then. We had a terrible economic collapse here. The real estate market crashed. Are we heading in that direction again?
Well, this is what I'll tell you. And I talked to an economist 2 years ago when I was selling his house. And he says, well, Ray, it's been a couple of years. We've had a good market. Are we going to do what we did 10 years ago? And my question to him was, when's the last time that we had a collapse like 08 and 09, where a quarter of the banks went under, everybody was hurting around the world? When's the last time as a nation or as the world did we have a collapse like that? And he says, well, he thought about it for a second and said it had to be the Great Depression. And I said, okay, that was in 1930 something. So do we really think that we're going to collapse like that again? Probably not. Nobody has a crystal ball. But what I will tell you is this new market is built on good credit and cash.
Absolutely agree. So, back in the day, you had a pulse and a pen. You get a loan.
That's right.
You could be making $5 an hour essentially, and they'd give you $1 million house. Now, while lending has certainly eased up, it's nowhere near where it was in 2006, right?
Right.
So I think you're right. I don't see it happening either. Could we have a little correction? Sure.
I think we could have a correction. I think lenders have gotten into really filtering out the restrictions and making sure that they are pre-approved and getting because what I found out I was pre-approved for was much lower than I had thought. But that was just, I needed to make sure I had the right tax returns.
Exactly.
And you're not seeing the 0% anymore that caused all this chaos.
Exactly. All right. So Maria in Kissimmee says, should I let my agent have an open house?
Absolutely. I think anything to light a fire is always a good thing, and there's always that one buyer that walks in, and it's a good resource for agents. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's a good resource for agents. I always tell the other buyers' agents that I'm having an open house, and please come and visit them.
Right.
I think an open house is a great resource.
Ray Lopez?
Well, and I agree. I always try to push an open house. And the reason I say push is because more traffic means more eyes, means better offers. So I agree with JJ. There's no downside to an open house if done correctly. Right. That's just the long and short of it.
What should be on the menu at an open house? Cookies?
Well,
snacks?
I would say that what we do is we door knock the neighborhood and invite the neighbors. Okay, we do that either a couple hours before or the day before, and what that allows us to do is to meet the neighbors and to see if they know anybody in the neighborhood looking to buy or sell,
right.
And or if they have any relatives that might be moving into a great neighborhood because they live there. And then the day of the open house, we put a lot of signs out to make sure that we get a lot of traffic. And then ultimately, yes, we do the cookies, we do a basket, we do a giveaway for anybody willing to give their information to us so we can keep in touch with them.
Go ahead.
Yes. We also call the other agents and see about their open houses. So we can all sort of have the same traffic, and they can have a little tour of homes. And we're ambassadors to the house. So we want to make sure the open house basically presents the house in the fashion they want.
Say yes to the open house.
Yes,
is what I'm hearing
100%.
right now. But maybe there's another open that we want to say no to. And let's go to Wayne in Lake Mary. He says, I was contacted by Open Door, and they asked me, or they made an offer on my house. Should I sell to them?
A couple things on Open Door. First and foremost, I'm not going to say anything bad about them because they're companies.
You're allowed to.
but that's okay. If for the right person, maybe it is right. But if you know that these people they're basically Open Door on an offer pad, they are truly investors. And we have to keep that in front of us. And what I mean by that is they're going to take your home, they're going to buy your home, and they're going to put a little bit of money in it, and they're going to flip it. So let me ask you, where does that money come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
JJ, that money, hard-earned seller equity.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So, good point.
You're leaving money on the table.
There you go.
So
if you call your realtor is going to give you those tips, so then you can make the money and not open door.
That's right. And so there's Open Door, Offer Pad. Are there any other similar outfits that I need to watch out for?
Purple Bricks.
Okay.
So Purple Brick, what they do is they come in for $37.50, and they actually will market your house. They say that they'll stay with you after that. The hard part is once you pay them, whether the house sells or not, you've paid them, and they're gone. So would you rather pay a realtor a commission when they perform, or would you rather pay a company up front for not performing?
Sure. I think let's definitely let you perform, and I'm happy to pay the fee.
I think that's the other thing that Ray's touching on. I'm also hearing stories of hidden fees, and whereas a realtor, their commission is disclosed up front, everything is discussed up front. And the problem is at the end of the deal to have some surprises is never a good thing.
I see advertisements sometimes for this whole I'll sell your house for $500 or we'll do 1% fees. What is this?
Well, you get what you pay for. So, there are companies out there that will put it on the MLS, and then for that $500, they're gone.
Right.
So if we truly want to market the property, because I think JJ would agree with me that we are realtors by name, but truly we're marketers by nature. So if we know how to market the house, and you saw the two houses that I have and the two that JJ have, the pictures are beautiful. We put them on many, many websites. So we push it out to the world, because ultimately 90% of the U.S. public starts online. So if it only goes on the MLS and you put a sign in the yard, what's really being seen at that point?
Exactly.
I think that goes with pride of ownership too in our listings. Like Ray was discussing, we work tirelessly on the marketing remarks. We work on marketing the area, the photos, the aerial photos, and just presenting it in a way that they will get the top dollar.
Yeah.
The last question real quickly. Is there a best month of the year to list my property for sale?
What I would say is, I wouldn't say 1 month. I would say April, May, and June are the best months, with April and May being the top two. And then June, you have to remember, if July's kind of the cutoff time to get top dollar. Now, do I list properties in August?
Right.
If I talk to them in August, so if you're thinking about selling your house and getting top dollar, it's the middle of April right now. And it sounds cliche, but truly, if you want to appeal to the bigger buyer pool, now, in my opinion, is the time. How about you, JJ?
I would agree. I mean, from the market pulse that we constantly get, the numbers don't lie. So,
Ray Lopez, JJ Mackel. What an awesome job today. Great information. I'm so glad you guys could make it.
so much fun.
Thank you for having us out.
You're always welcome to come back anytime. And thank you for joining us today for another edition of You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen today, give us a call, 407-205-0400, or visit the website, youhavepower.com. See you right back here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate.